everybody. How's everybody doing today? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Shadow Rose. I am a psychic intuitive here on YouTube. I do tarot card readings, tarot card pick-a-cards, of course, oracle readings. Honestly, lots of different types of divination. And yeah, so I just decided we're just gonna pull a few cards today. I kind of felt called to kind of focus on a little bit more of like how to balance your masculine and feminine energies at this time. And we're just gonna pull some cards. We're not gonna do a pick a card or anything like that. I'm getting the feeling kind of though that I feel like there's going to be two types of readings here just because we are looking at the masculine and looking at the feminine. So I might just pull in a way kind of two different piles. But we'll see how it goes. I'm kind of open to the idea of just kind of playing with what we have and seeing how it turns out. So I also want to encourage you, if you are watching this, to take a few deep breaths. Just relax. Be in the moment. Feel whatever ground is underneath your feet, whether you're sitting or even if you're on a couch. Like, what does it feel? What is grounding you right now? We're going to pick 4 cards here. We're just going to have kind of like one side and then the other side here. It's funny because I think we need to pull that one. I kind of planned for this to be kind of like the feminine because it's left hand, then the right hand to be the masculine, but I'm kind of feeling the opposite. So, I don't think this is a situation where you're going to pick like one side and then pick the other side. This is more like just what your masculine side needs and then what your feminine side needs right now. I am keeping this open to whoever happens to find this video, whoever hears it. This is for you. If you find things that don't quite like resonate with you, you can totally leave those behind and kind of just take what resonates. But I would encourage you to be open about some of the messages that are going to be coming through today. I feel like it's not going to be an easy message to hear. So I'm going to be honest, like the vibes I'm kind of getting are might be a little bit call out-y. So just be prepared for that. I would encourage you to stay though for that and be open to these messages because you might, I feel like there's something here that you need to hear. So here on the masculine side, we have the Ace of Cups and the Magician reversed. It's very interesting to me because the Ace of Cups, with it being a Cups card, it's symbolizes emotions, right? So we have this energy of getting in touch with your inner emotions. Your masculine side is like structure. It likes order. It likes, it is a protector. And I do want to preface as well, and I should have said this earlier, everyone who has or everyone has masculine and feminine energies. Everyone has both of these modalities here. They have both of these regardless of what you identify as, whether with your gender or whatever your identity is. Everyone has masculine and feminine energy within them, kind of like a yin yang type of idea. But the Ace of Cups here is kind of calling you to take this leap into expressing your emotions a little bit more. It's interesting because this is the masculine side, but I feel like it's a call to embrace a feminine idea, a feminine energy of feeling your emotions, nurturing them. The Ace of Cups traditionally can talk about a new relationship. In this case, I mean, we're very much talking about our relationship with ourselves, right? So there is this feeling of starting this new relationship with yourself, loving yourself again, which I know is not, it's not an easy thing. Well, okay, it is an easy thing to do, but I feel like society and our own expectations kind of make it feel like it's not. And I understand sometimes it can be really hard to do. But it's something that I feel like your guides are really encouraging you to do because it's very important. The Ace of Cups symbolizes this new relationship with yourself, you embracing these emotions, nurturing these emotions. Kind of, it reminds me of the idea of like inner child work, of like working with your child in a sense of um, like treating them like they are a separate child, but really it's you, you know? Kind of like that idea, but with your emotions. And then we have the Magician reversed, which I think, regardless of it being in the reverse position, it is still this energy of manifestation, manifesting everything you desire. Um, I I always, every time I describe the Magician card, and this is a very traditional way to describe it, but I always say it's literally saying you have all the tools at your disposal on the table in front of you. This card, he has or they have pentacles, they have cups, they have wands, they have swords, they have all of the suits on their table. So this is saying that you have everything that you need to reach the things that you desire and the things that you also need. I'm hearing that there is something that like the things you desire does kind of coincide with what you need right now, which I feel like is also a common theme I've been kind of seeing in different readings and stuff. Of right now, for some reason, people are just like craving what they actually need, which is beautiful, and I love it, and we love to see it, right? Um, but with it being reversed, there is this energy of you not taking that leap, taking that step in order to grab what you need and what you want, and there's a level of fear here. The masculine is all about structure. It's all about protection. And sometimes that protecting can turn into fear mongering or just fear, you know? Like, and that's where like the idea of toxic masculinity kind of comes in, right? So we have this idea of um the masculine protector is trying to protect its host, or like yeah, its host essentially. Like it's trying to protect you so much that it is causing you to fear things that sometimes we just need to take a moment and quiet that part of ourselves, like that shadow part of ourselves, and be like, hey, I appreciate you, and I am so glad that you are here to tell me that I am protected, that you are here to protect me, but I'm okay. I'm going to take this leap. I'm going to take this risk and see what happens. The card that comes right before the Magician card is the Fool card. It's all about taking that leap. It's all about trying new things out. There is a reason why the Magician, this wizard, this magician, it comes after the Fool. The Fool has made that leap. and everything that he ever desired came to him. And I mean, it's not to say that things are just going to be given to you on a silver platter, though. This is the fool's potential. The magician is the fool's potential of, um, after all of this hard work, he is going to become the magician. He's going to have everything that he desires, right? So I encourage you to think about what is making you hesitate? What is making you afraid? Dig deeper into that. Sometimes when things trigger us, or sometimes when things um, cause us to have this fear, I encourage you to dig deeper and ask why. And that's the beauty of, I mean, it is shadow work, but the I don't know, it when you succumb to that fear, that is where you run into that almost like toxic masculinity idea, right? So, but when you dig deeper and ask why, like, hey, why are we so afraid? Why are we so, like, why are you telling me to go back in my shell and protect myself when I'm meant to be born and I'm meant to have these experiences? Because I'll be safe. I don't know if that quite makes sense, but I don't know. I feel like this side, these two cards are encouraging you to ask that fear, why? Why do we feel this way? Right? Um with the magician card, and with it paired up with this ace of cups, there is this nurturing idea of taking your emotions, nurturing them, like I said before, but like a part of nurturing fear is asking why, right? Is asking why am I so afraid? Why am I triggered by this? Why do I feel this way? Introspection is incredibly important. So continuing on to the right side here, which I kind of coined as like the feminine side, right? I feel like this is almost kind of turning into something where I have cat hair all over my desk. So I'm sorry if you can see it. I have cats. Uh, but it's kind of turning into like what to tell your masculine side and what to tell your feminine side, I feel like, to kind of help with that balance, you know? So here on the feminine side here, we have the Nine of Swords reversed and the Hanged Man, which is a very interesting combination in my opinion. Um, Nine of Swords, when it is in the upright position, it does talk about, um, it's funny, it talks about fear. Um, the fear and the, uh, sometimes insomnia, mental illness, like what is holding you back? What is, quote, keeping you up at night, right? So, and as you can see, the upright position, it's like a woman sitting in bed and she just looks so distraught. She doesn't look comfortable. She's just worried out of her mind. um but the beauty of this, though, I talked about fear a lot in the last card. But the Nine of Swords is reversed here, which is beautiful. The Nine of Swords, you kind of want, well, if you're in that situation, you want the Nine of Swords to be in a reverse position. And in this case, it really means you're letting go of that fear. You're healing from that fear, that worry, that anxiety. Your emotions are not your adversaries. Emotions are important. emotions are what make us human. I feel like you've been pushing down some of these more, quote, like negative feelings, right? Negative, I don't like calling them negative feelings, but negative emotions are there to tell us something, right? Like I said before, you ask for your why. Anxiety, just be like, why are we feeling this way? What made us feel this way, and why does it keep repeating itself over and over and over and over again? Sometimes it's trauma, sometimes it's just how we were taught, like ancestral trauma, you know? One thing my therapist said to me one time, and I really feel like I need to like express this. And it blew my mind. um, she said to me, sometimes mental illnesses can be taught. And please, I'm not a medical professional. Um, and if you've been diagnosed, please like go with whatever your doctor or your therapist has said. But my point though is that sometimes if our parents do have a mental illness, sometimes it can transfer into, this is what we're going to teach her. I mean, they don't do it consciously, but it's what my therapist was trying to say is, um as a kid, you watch your parents do these things, right? You're learning from your parents. And if they have a mental illness or if they're struggling in some way, you're going to learn that's how you're going to do that, right? So, for example, if like your mother has a really bad anxiety and she's worried all the time, that's going to transfer to you. Like, you're going to learn that, like, oh, I need to be worried about everything in the world. Like, I need to be worried about this and that and that and this. And that's just how it is. And I am not saying that, or like taking away for someone who has actual anxiety. Please do not take this the wrong way. But maybe sometimes we need to sit and be like, okay, was this something that was learned, or is this something where I'm really truly struggling with it, like a chemical imbalance or whatever. um I don't know, I went on a huge long tangent with that one. But regardless, the Nine of Swords is talking about healing from those energies, healing from um this moment of fear and this moment of anxiety and um I don't know. I think it's also healing from trauma, I think, as well. The feminine side is all about nurturing. It's all about um mothering, you know. You can mother yourself. And I think that's what this card is encouraging you to do. What do you do when a kid is up at night? You console them. You help them fall back asleep. You need to do that for yourself as well. And I'm not saying like, oh, console yourself to go back to sleep right now. Like, but like you comfort them. In order to connect with your feminine energy, you need to comfort yourself, right? Paired up with this card, though, is the Hanged Man. This card is about putting yourself in an uncomfortable position in order to gain a new perspective. Sometimes we, in order to heal, sometimes we need to put ourselves in uncomfortable positions. It's like that idea of, in order to repair a relationship, we need to actually sit down and talk with the other person. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be icky. It's going to be gross. Regardless, you're going to feel like shit, honestly. Like, no matter who or what the situation is, repairing a relationship always is just like murky and gross and like hard to sift through and work through. It's uncomfortable, right? So I feel like the hanged man is telling us to be uncomfortable here, right? Is telling us to in order to gain this healing, in order to comfort these energies, we need to have a icky conversation with ourselves, or maybe some for some of you, I feel like some of it is with another person. It may be a mother figure because this is the feminine side of the energies here, but like I said, feminine energy is nurturing. It is caring not only for yourself but for others, right? Feminine energy is also chaos, though. Masculine is order, feminine is chaos. You need to be okay with being chaotic in a way, you know. And same with masculine. You need to be okay with having things be in order and having things be structured. And having that balance between the two and is like nothing is black and white, right? You understand that sometimes you need to be structured. Other times you need to be chaotic. You need to go wherever the wind takes you and decide to just kind of go with the flow and figure out what the heck is going on that way. Other times you need to be like, okay, no, I need to structure myself. I need to build this foundation. I need to make sure everything is orderly in order to move forward. Sometimes you just have to go with the flow in order to move forward. Having this balance is incredibly important. Yin and yang, like I said. Nothing is in black and white. That's something that I truly, truly believe, and I feel like you need to think about right now. You need to really, I don't know, I feel like your feminine energy specifically is telling you to repair some of your relationships. That doesn't necessarily mean romantic relationships. That means like familial as well, or friendships. Of course, the masculine side here, like I said, is like almost like go after your dreams. We got this. And then feminine energy is like let's repair our relationships. I feel like though once you work on that, you're going to have support of the people around you. Whether repairing a relationship looks like actually talking to that person again, letting them be a part of your life again, giving them another chance, or if it looks like cutting them off because you guys just haven't vibed, you know? Like I was listening to another reader on YouTube earlier today and she said sometimes friendships just lose their like you lose frequency with another person, like you're just on different frequencies now. It doesn't necessarily mean anything bad happened, but sometimes that just happens. And the more you try to like force those frequencies to mesh, the harder it is for this relationship to be positive. It turns into a very toxic relationship because you have expectations of each other that you just can't express anymore, or you can't like fulfill anymore. I'm going to go ahead and pull one more card just as a final card here. I feel like I was all over the place. I feel like we hit on a lot of different things. So I'm just gonna pull one more card here as like a final advice card to see just what we have here. A balance, if you will. I feel like I should grab this bottom one. Justice reversed. Oh, this card is the bane of my existence because so I've been reading tarot for 10 years. Kind of blew my mind when I realized that it's been 10 years. The Justice card, for some reason, I just like have a really hard time like processing that one. But I mean, I'm gonna be honest. When I think of the Justice card, I also think of like the scales, like the Libra scale, like Libra, like the scales. Anyway, and it talks when it's reversed. It does talk about this imbalance. So long story short, your energies are not balanced, which I kind of am like, that's the whole point of this reading. That's probably what I'm gonna title it, is something about balancing your masculine and feminine energies or something like that. But I feel like this card is also talking about how it is possible. All of these things I've said today, some of you may feel like, oh my gosh, this is so much. I feel so overwhelmed. There's just too much to handle. I can never, like, there's no way I can ever balance these energies. Like, I'm only human. How am I supposed to do that? It's a journey. You don't have to do every single little thing that I said today. You don't have to do any of it. This is your life. You can finish this reading today or even stop it right now and just leave and never think about it ever again. The only thing it affects is my views. Well, either way, if you've watched this far, I do get some sort of view from it. But either way, I am doing this to try to help people. I'm going to be honest, it doesn't really affect me if you leave now. But I would encourage you, if you could take one thing away from this reading today, think to yourself, what would it be? I'm not going to tell you what it is because I feel like that's something that you need to find out for yourself. Go back, listen to the reading again. Find one thing that you can work on. Just one. Because it is not a race. In a way, this is shadow work. Well, it is shadow work. And I feel like this is, well, I know shadow work is not a one and done deal. It is a journey. It is a lifelong journey. You are always going to consistently be working on yourself, ideally. And sometimes it's hard, you know? And sometimes it takes a long time. Sometimes it's quick and easy, and you're like, whoa, that was a lot easier than I thought. I just had to do it. You know? I just had to do it. I just had to try. And then I figured it out. Other times, it's something that you will consistently go back to and be like, oh my God, I'm doing it again, you know? Or maybe it's something that you won't ever, like, quote, fix. I don't like that term, but like, and that's okay. As long as you're trying, and that's what matters. As long as you are trying to work through all of these things and trying to be a better person, not just for other people, but for yourself, because that's what matters. In the end of the day, you're with yourself, you know? You matter. And you need to tell yourself that too. I hope this reading helped, and thank you so much for those of you who stuck with it through the entire reading. I know it was kind of like all over the place, but I kind of just jumped on and just pulled out the cards and just kind of went for it. I didn't really have a plan. But if you want to like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you've made it this far in the video, I would encourage you to, let's leave, oh, what sort of emoji works with this? I don't know. Is there a scales emoji? Like, I don't know. Justice card has a sword. Leave a sword emoji down below, and if you feel comfortable, comment one thing that you decided to work on after listening to this video. And you can leave it as vague or as specific as you want, but I want to hear what the takeaway was, you know? I mean, again, don't feel pressured, don't have to. Even if you just leave that little sword or dagger emoji and just don't put anything else, I'm okay with that too. But thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I appreciate each and every one of you, and more videos will be coming soon, and hopefully a little bit more structured next time. But I just kind of wanted to do it, and I just wanted to jump in. It's been a while since I did a reading, and I haven't really ever jumped and started my YouTube journey. So we're gonna start today, because I decided and I told myself that we were gonna do it today. I wasn't gonna say again, oh, I'm gonna do that tomorrow. Oh, it needs to be more structured. Sometimes you just gotta do it. That's my final takeaway. Sometimes you just gotta do it. And it's not perfect, and that's okay. So, much love to each and every one of you, and remember, all of you, eat some yummy food, drink some water, take care of yourself, rest, and I hope that you all have a good night or evening, or night, evening, morning, wherever you are. I don't know. But thank you so much for watching. Have a good day, guys. Bye.